Network 3000 presents.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the 3000 Hangouts here tonight. Tonight's episode, we are going to be having two great interviews here for you this week, but we're just going to start off with this first one. Please welcome a well-known figure here in our YouTube game sub community, and also a big Wheel of Fortune fan. Please, and other things in his interest as well. Please welcome Bill Chimney. How are you doing, Bill?
How you doing? German, hey.
Yes,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Germanname1990 here once again. And I will tell you something, David. Just so you
What's
know,
up?
no one gets my last name right. It's news when
Yeah.
anyone gets it right. It's not pronounced Genemy or Janame or anything like that. It's actually a hard G sound. It's Ganame. That's actually why I call myself German Name Online, because it's a very unique German last name.
Yeah.
It starts with GE. It has the word name in it, but yeah, it's actually pronounced Ganame, actually.
Any. Okay.
So yeah, so if anyone watching, that's how it's pronounced. It's so easy to spell that it's so hard to pronounce. So
Yeah, I don't blame you there. But as you all know, you're a big Wheel of Fortune fan. You're also
huge
a big,
fan, yes, lifelong.
big Sonic and video game fan.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, it was, and I'll tell you, it was the Sega Genesis version of Wheel of Fortune that got me into Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was that, and today I have a whole bunch of systems. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I want to get the new system, to get the new, I want to get a new Xbox for the new Halo game. I want to get a PlayStation for the new Gran Turismo game." Me, I'm just getting it for Wheel of Fortune or Sonic in that set. So, I mean, I know it's very unique, but whatever. Everyone has their preferences.
100%. You also love Mario 2, right?
Pardon?
You also like Mario 2 as well, right?
Yes, Mario was great. I like playing Mario Kart World. I have the Switch 2. I got it last year. But yeah, and I remember So I know about the Mario Galaxy movie that's coming out later this year. I'm definitely planning on seeing that. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the Sonic 4 film next year, especially considering that one of my favorite Sonic characters, she's going to make her debut. So I'm looking forward to seeing Amy Rose on the big screen. Huge fan of her.
Very cool. And yet, as for the Nintendo Switch, I don't have the Switch 2, but I do have the Switch 1. So if everyone, I think you can play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on both switches, via online, correct?
Yeah, I'm sure you can do that online.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I also have the Switch 1, and the reason why I'm keeping both the Switch 1 and Switch 2 is because it would allow more memory. So if I have to play a game but if I can upgrade a game to be played on Switch 2, I will definitely do that. In fact, I did that with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and I never looked back for the Switch. But if there are other games on the Switch that don't have a Switch 2 upgrade, I'm not even going to bother. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if there was any reason for me to play it on the Switch 2, then yeah, I'd go for it. But since there isn't, it's just like,
that's why I haven't gotten the Nintendo Switch to myself, because I'm
if you still have the Switch 1 when you get the Switch 2, heed my advice. Hang on to both systems.
Yeah.
You'll get more memory. That's the big thing. So the other thing I also recommend is to get a Nintendo Switch account, the online account.
Yeah.
The reason why I got that is to save your data. I cannot stress it enough. Just back up your save data by any means necessary.
Yeah, and I was just curious if the people have Mario Kart 8 on Switch 2, but want to play with friends who only have the Switch 1 that also have Mario Kart. So I was just curious about
Yeah.
that. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is great. I love all their courses and everything else. Uh, I give them a lot of credit for making that game for the the Wii U. Yeah, pretty good, but with the Switch, nothing can beat it.
Yeah, I keep hearing things about like the Switch was supposed to be everything that the Wii U should have been, and
Yeah.
the problem with the Wii U is that they marketed it poorly. I mean, you think Nintendo was like, oh, they can't do anything wrong. Well, they did wrong, and they put too much.
The Wii U
They put too much emphasis on the gamepad, and you don't want to do that. They made people think that it was just nothing more than a mere accessory, and and then of course you have the Wheel of Fortune game from THQ, and I read that just 5 days after releasing that game, they spun up the bankrupt wedge, figuratively speaking. And,
okay.
So yeah, but the other thing was, I know I have the versions. I also have the one for PS4 and the Nintendo Switch One, and it's like I still think about it. I told one of my family members about this, and he knows how much of a big Wheel of Fortune fan I am. And I told him that the Wii U version just stinks. He just about lost it. He was like, he never thought he'd see the day where I'd be bad mouthing a Wheel of Fortune game. I says, the PS3 version, the second PS3 version, and the Xbox 360 versions, great,
Yeah.
but yeah, they rushed that, and then you have the one for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. I mean, if there's one reason to like that version, it's the first version with the Express Wedge, and we don't have a lot of versions. It's the Express Wedge is like over 12 years old now, like approaching 12 and a half. And it's like we have only 2 games, that being Ubisoft's version, the other being the Pogo version. And, but other than that, it's like, come on, it's 12 years old. Why aren't there more adaptions with this thing? And I'll tell you, I love the Express. If there was one gripe that I had with it, it's that it replaced the jackpot. And I personally feel, I remember when the mystery round debuted back in 2002, I thought it was pretty cool at first. But the problem is you're not only risking your money, but more importantly, you're risking your turn. And that is not something you want to do. And for me personally, I feel there's too many similarities between the mystery wedges and the Express Wedge. And I thought the Express Wedge would have been a much better version of the mystery wedges, especially considering that it eliminates the risk of spinning. I like it, my family likes it, but I wish they kept the jackpot. The jackpot was great. I remember wanting that thing to be won every single day, that jackpot. I always wanted it. And then I remember I got my first system. I no longer have it, but I had a Super Nintendo Entertainment System. But later on, I saw Wheel of Fortune for the Genesis, and I remember wanting that version so badly. And then I saw the Nintendo 64 version and when I saw that it had the jackpot, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that too. And it's like, well, it's Nintendo. It's like, it's supposed to work on my Super. It's like, but.
And going back to the Nintendo Wii U, like, it was, I mean, I did like how you can still play the Wii games on the Wii U, which is why I still have it, because my Wii does, my original Wii doesn't work that well anymore, so that's why I still keep the Wii U, because
you can definitely. What's nice about the Wii U is that you can play regular Wii games on them. I mean, it has 2 modes, the Wii U mode and the Wii mode. So yes. Now, unfortunately, one of the things I learned is if you play Wheel of Fortune for the Wii, your account is going, your avatar is going to be switched to whatever they wanted, and there's no way to change it, which stinks. So I had to start a whole new thing, and I just said, let's leave that avatar in for leave the avatar in just for archival purposes, just to see how much I won and keep that in there, But yes, but I still think about the PS4, the Switch, and the Xbox One version. The problem is Ubisoft themselves, and that's the problem, is that Ubisoft has been described, especially by some people I know, as France's Electronic Arts. It's like whenever they get their hands, they do well with their own franchises like Rayman and the Rabbids and whatnot. But when they get their hands on an intellectual property, they screw everything up. And that's exactly what they did with their version of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. It's like, and, it's, they screwed it up. And the fact that it's the only one with the express wedge, come on, we're overdue for a better version.
Yeah. But I want to ask you this: like, how did you become such a super fan of Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, it was January. I was born as the '90s began, and
1990, correct? That's your birthday.
I'm actually gonna be 36 on March 2nd, and I actually have the same birthday as two idols of mine. The late great Dr. Seuss. He actually passed away when I was like a year and a half old, but his birthday was on March 2nd. And then you have Bon Jovi, great guy. And
great
I actually, April of 22, I actually went to see him in concert. His birthday's also March 2nd.
I really like him as well as an artist.
Yeah, so I'm going to be 36 on March 2nd. I remember it was January of 1993, middle of the show's 10th syndicated season. The daytime version was no longer gone. Shopping was retired before I was born on both daytime and nighttime versions. But I got into Wheel. But yeah, I was watching an episode with my parents. It was one night back in January of 93. And I was just in love with how colorful the wheel was. You're talking to a diehard color buff. I mean, people would say purple. I'll say orchid. You say
orchid.
Orchid or lilac, or I'll say orchid, lilac, lavender, green. I think chartreuse. That's a new color I learned recently. They'll say dark yellow. I'll say mustard. They'll say red orange. I'll say bittersweet. Blue cerulean. I'll say that. When I make my Wheel of Fortune illustrations and my Sonic the Hedgehog drawings, I want to use a very specific color. Whenever I see a certain color, I won't just whip out a purple marker. I'll whip out one that's orchid. One of my OC, she wears an orchid colored shirt with black stripes on them. I mean, if it's black, no problem. I'll just color it in black. But I always like to use a specific shade or tint whenever I do my illustrations or drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, I was just in love with how colorful the wheel was. Even before getting into Wheel of Fortune, I got into a couple other things like flags and street signs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know if you have them, but here in Chicago we have these signs called snow route signs. It used to have the word snow route on them, but now it just has a picture of a snowflake, and they just basically said, you shouldn't park here when snow is when the snow is 2 inches high or more. And the reason why is they need the snow plows to clear the streets. So if you're parked in that area when the snow is at least 2 inches, your car is going to get towed, So I don't know if they have them where you're at, but we have those pretty much everywhere. Not just here in the urban area of Chicago, but also the suburbs.
Not that I recall, but it's pretty cool that Wheel of Fortune has helped you look up other important signs or other aspects of life, because as we all know, Wheel of Fortune also helped many people learn English,
learn foreign languages, and if you've seen how I am, I can be crazy when it comes to checking out international versions of Wheel of Fortune. One of my favorite episodes, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite episodes of Wheel of Fortune was the episode that celebrated its 3,000th episode in syndication. That was November 20th of 1998, and I remember that it still remains my favorite episode. It introduced me to a whole bunch of things about Wheel of Fortune that I had never seen before, and I remember just being so hyped up. They showed us the clip of the Ed Burns 1974 pilot. They showed us clips and everything. They showed us a whole bunch of intros of various versions of Wheel of Fortune from around the world. And one of my favorites was this one called Rata Norokolovi. I would later find out a few years later that was Romania's version. And I really liked it because it was very similar to our intro from, like, our intros from 1994 to 1997, yeah. And the reason was it was just looked so realistic because it had pegs. We just had the lights surrounding it. We didn't have the pegs. They did. And I just thought, oh, man. Well, then about, I want to say 2007, I saw pictures of it. And then mid-late August of 2011, I saw some episodes of Rata Norokolovi from that era on Vimeo. And one of them had the entire intro completely intact. And I was just very, very happy to see an episode of this version at long last. So, yeah, I learned a lot of, I've seen the languages, you know, and I also took Spanish when I was in high school. I had two different teachers. My Spanish 1 teacher was kind of a meth fellow, but otherwise all right. But my Spanish 2 teacher, oh my gosh, he was so hands-on. He really wanted to see us succeed. So
how did you learn to speak Spanish so well from those guys? Because like
yeah,
I can't even imagine learning how
yeah,
to learn a second language because I
yeah.
know like
I mean,
baseball players do that.
Yeah, and learning a foreign language was never really something inside my comfort zone. So I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to stink at this, and I did far better than I was expecting. But
Were you
you know,
forced
so I
to do
learned
it?
so I learned the conjugations, I learned the grammar, I just learned the basics of Spanish,
Yeah.
and you know, but that was the only class that I took a foreign language in. But all the other languages that I was exposed to was a result of checking out international versions of Wheel of Fortune. And I remember,
Oh, so they also helped you out with the language.
yeah, so
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I saw the Italian version, the Portuguese version, the Brazilian version, they speak Portuguese,
Mhm.
and of course Spanish. They're like brother languages. And then you have
Yeah.
French, which is kind of like a cousin of those languages. Likewise, I've seen episodes, the German version, the original German version, one of my favorites.
Mhm.
And that's how I learned a lot of German, you know. And for example, instead of the letter G, they pronounce it G, which goes back to why
Yeah.
my last name is pronounced that way. They say
Yeah.
instead of I'll have a G for George, they'll say G for Gustav, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I also saw the Dutch version. It's kind of like halfway between German and English, you know. So Dutch may be kind of like a little bit of a sibling to German, but English is kind of like a cousin to those two languages. They're the Anglo-Saxon languages. And then you have the other languages, the Slavic languages like Polish and Croatian. But yeah, like I said, that's how I learned all of these languages. That's how I got exposed. And
Mm.
so, you know, and as you said, that's how a lot of people learn languages. It's a really fun way to learn a language. You don't have to speak fluently, but it's nice to see how they speak, how their tongues are, and you know, stuff like that. You know,
I
but yeah,
agree.
so that's
Pretty
how
impressive.
yeah,
So I know that a lot of people have discovered your YouTube channel from your Wheel of Fortune wheel
yep,
videos that you used to did back in the day, like
yes,
over
I did
like over
those.
140 something videos. How did you get into that, and what was that an idea that someone brought to you, or was that an idea?
It was something. A friend, he's a fellow illustrator. You know, he's been illustrating longer than I have, and you know, some of these people, they're better illustrators than I am, but they
Uh-huh.
good friends with them, love their stuff, and I've been a huge contributor. And like, hey guys, check this out. I'm like, how did you find this? Holy goodness, you
Yeah.
know, it was really something. Um, but yeah, he showed me some of his stuff, and I would print them out on pieces of paper. And I decided in the spring of 2008, I said, let's get a
Is he
wheel.
still alive?
Yeah, yeah. So we got a circular piece of wood. Some family helped drill in all the pegs, 72 pieces of which, and I still have it with me. I also have, many years ago, back in 2001, someone made one with 64 pegs, and I remember in 2007 I made my super Wheel of Fortune illustrations, and those have evolved too. So, but I'm not printing as much layouts as much for my regular. I'm just doing my own custom layouts, and even then, I'm thinking about relegating that to my to a bonus round, because I now have that 3-foot wide wheel. Now that's in storage right now. We have a lot of stuff going on. So there's a lot of other stuff. A lot of my Wheel of Fortune board games, they're in storage as well.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you something. One thing that I'm making Wheel of Fortune layouts for, I'm just doing it like crazy. So, okay. All right, let's see what I get here. Big money.
Well,
come on. Try that again.
What layout is
There
that
we go.
one?
650. All right. Now, there's that. Now, if you look closely, you'll see a few things here. Let me point this out to you. Here's the Scotch.
Yeah.
It's a little different now, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So give this another spin here. 350. Okay, 350. I'll live with that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been doing. I mean, so I was doing all the trial and error and everything. Here's some more.
Yeah.
Here's some more layouts I'm working on.
Oh, cool.
I just uploaded those. I provided a link to them. So
okay.
A lot of money here. So
now, do you have the layout that you used for the first time on your channel with you?
the first layouts, the first illustration.
The first one, like the first wheel, from your first Wheel of Fortune wheel video that you made.
Yes, I think I still have that. I don't know where it is right now, but
okay, yeah.
But I do have the files used to make those. But yeah,
How did you make the wheels? For you to put the layouts on.
Well, it's very similar to this. I print them out on a sheet of paper, and then I just put them onto cardboard, and then I cut it out into template halves, and then I just put them on the wheel layouts.
Now, of course, I know that no matter what, you'll keep all the layouts you make, but have you thought about, like, on the side, like making it into a little online business where you sell those wheels online or something?
No.
Okay.
Those are free. Some people will commission me to make layouts, and I'll do that. But once they're on, absolutely you can use them. I do prefer being credited. I mean, if you want to, if you mention me, if for some reason you can't mention me, don't worry about it. I won't bite.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any time that I want to bite, it's that people say, "Oh, he didn't do that stuff." I'm like, "Well, hey, you want to bet? I still have those files. I'll prove you wrong. If you want to call me out, I'll answer the call." But unfortunately, it's very difficult for me to do that because, first off, I just
thought for like extra money you wanted to sell.
No. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm making a really nice amount of money at Midway. I'm really happy. I've been working there now for just over a year and a half, and I'm very, very happy there. It's a really nice.
What do you do at that job?
I actually help people who need wheelchair assistance. I help bring them to and from their flights.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and at one of my customers at my previous job works for the same company that I work for now. He keeps telling me, "Bill, I see you working with us one day. I definitely see it happening." And so I talked with my family. Initially, they were a little skeptical, but after we looked into it, they let me check it out. And I'm, like I said, I have every reason to be very happy with this job right now. I mean, I'm making more money. Making more money. I'm not dealing with weather as much, so that was another big thing. So, yeah. So they're not giving me as many days right now because there's not a lot of demand. There's not a lot of people flying out here in the cold weather. So, but like I said, for my illustrations, once they're on my DeviantArt page, you're more than welcome to download them. use them in your own game. Like I said, I mean, be sure to mention me, and if you're able to let me know, please let me know. I'd love to see my works being put to good use. And but there's one other thing that I really like about my illustrations.
What's that?
I've been at this now for nearly 19 years, and I've made thousands of Wheel of Fortune illustrations. Some of them based off of actual layouts, some of them being custom layouts, some of them me just screwing around with them. And I never used Photoshop. To make them. I used Microsoft Office. In fact, I still use Microsoft Office 2003. I don't care if it's outdated. As long as it works, I'll do it.
Yeah.
There are some things that. Now, I also have a more recent version of Office. I have Office 2021, and it does some things that Office 03 can't do. Likewise, there are some things that Microsoft 03 can do that Microsoft Office 2021 cannot do. For example, I have Microsoft Publisher, and since I don't subscribe to Microsoft Office 360, I don't have to. They're going to discontinue support for Publisher. But since I have Office 2021, I shouldn't have to worry about me losing Publisher. And I love using Publisher, and especially 2021. Unlike Publisher 03, 2021 can make the outlines for the vectors that my fellow artists have made. So I definitely plan on using that. But someone actually told me how he made the vectors, and he was able to recolor them, add outlines to them. So once I was toying around with PowerPoint, and it just wasn't coming out with the colors that I wanted, but I tried it in Publisher 21, and boy, did that do the trick. So, yeah. So
PowerPoint is great,
Yeah. But another thing I also heard about Adobe, they're like, since you're using our stuff to make your stuff, it's like technically ours. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So instead of using Photoshop, I use GIMP, which is Photoshop, only it's completely free. They do accept donations. I only use GIMP for one thing, and that's to make my GIF animations. That's what I use. And I still remember the first GIF animation I made. That was back in 2014, so 12 years ago. I can't believe it's been 12 years already. I remember putting that up to DeviantArt, and one of my online friends said, "Boy, that is so good." I felt high for a split second. I'm like, I just won. It felt good. But I remember making my dream animation back in June of 2022, and that was the recreation of the season 10 intro. That was something I wanted to do for years. It was just something I didn't have the know-how. But I remember working on that illustration for that animation for 9 hours straight. And I remember my brain was fried.
Dang.
And then after I went to work, after I got some rest, I woke up and, did a little bit more work on it. I changed the fonts. I made this right. I made that right. And it was just like, and I was very, very happy with how it turned out. I messed around with it. I changed some of the dollar values. Because, like I said, January of 93, I got into Wheel of Fortune just at the age of 2. So I've been a fan now for, let me do the math, I think 33 years.
Have you ever been to a Wheel of Fortune taping before?
Yes. The last time that has happened, however, was I've been there only twice. I saw, 3 episodes. This was back in April of 2002. I got to talk with Charlie O'Donnell, late great. So, but yes, I got to see 3 episodes when they taped at Navy Pier here in Chicago, downtown Chicago. Yeah. So I got to see 3 episodes. One of them, they had a 517-pound cheesecake from Eli's. And, when I taped the episode originally, it came out in black and white. I wanted to see it in color, So yeah, that was April of 2002. The episodes aired the following month, but we had a problem with the TV and it was just taping in black and white. But then the following, less than a year later, I saw that they were doing reruns, and I was able to tape that ending, and I was able to get it in all colors. And then 2008, I made the recreation of the wheel layout used. So which was great, So I'm very happy with that.
So you haven't been to a taping since 2002, correct?
No. March 9th of 2008, the show came back to Chicago, and I saw one more episode as an audience member, but it's been nearly, my goodness, nearly 18 years since I've last seen it. And but yeah,
God rest Charlie's soul, and but Tim Thornton, I got to interview Tim Thornton. I'll send it to you sometime. Recently, last month, and he's a great guy, and I think he's doing a great job. Doing
yes.
Fortune analysis.
Yeah. I remember someone was saying at the Bival boards that he's going to be like he was going to be like the Jack Clark of the 21st century. So,
Ooh,
but yeah, Charlie O'Donnell, he was great. I mean, no one's gonna outperform him. I mean, because I loved his big boomy voice saying, "You won $100,000." Loved that. Loved it when he say that. That was, no one's gonna beat him. No one.
Same thing with Ty Sajak. I mean,
yes. And he's a fellow Chicagoan as well. But one of the things I like about Ryan Seacrest is that he's really, whenever he sees a contestant with no money, no puzzle solved, he's really rooting for them. He wants to see everyone win something. And I remember, last season, a lot of contestants got their butts handed to them. It was a hard thing to see. And, despite everything. And, that's the thing that I would like to see. Everyone wins something, and then the bonus round being won. That's what I want to see.
And of course, you got $1 million winner this season. So
but that's what I like about Ryan Seacrest. He's really rooting for everyone to win everything, and that's a nice thing. And one of the things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but you think he was the right fit for the job since Pat left?
He's starting to look like it. I mean, it's kind of like how Price is Right went with Drew Carey. I mean, he's catering to younger audiences. The other thing is they're having a little bit too many categories. They're introducing too many categories at once. There may be some of them may be one shots, but but other than that, he's really trying to make it appeal to a younger audience, and while trying to keep the old audience as well.
I just don't get the hatred. I just don't get the hatred of everybody not liking Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah,
he's on everything. You're just jealous that you're not doing what his.
I think the thing was they're just that used. My guess is, I could be wrong. I'm not saying for sure. But they're just so used to seeing Pat Sajak. It's like no one's going to do better than Pat Sajak. I mean, Chuck Woolery, he did a nice job too. Pat Sajak, I mean, he did really well. He did well.
100%.
Yeah. But another thing that I've noticed, I mean, lately, that if a lot of contestants, if they're going into round 3 with no money, chances are it's over for them. The odds are not them winning anything. So, I mean, even with the triple toss-up, I mean, the nice thing is now you got 9 chances to get yourself something.
Yeah.
And
you just gotta practice, and don't get bankrupt.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, that was super exciting. Seeing that contestant get $1 million win.
Yes, and to see that both of her opponents won something, for that one gentleman, he got the $1,000 toss up. I mean, I'll take that. I'd rather win $1,000 because I got a puzzle than $1,000 than being given $1,000 because I didn't solve any puzzles at all. I mean, it's like if you have that pity thousand, it feels. It's like, wow, why can't I do something and solve a hangman type puzzle? It's like the easiest thing in the world to do. And it stinks when that happens because because I've seen it happen with a lot of people walking away. Some of them would say they had a nice time. Others would say it was just very humiliating moment. If there was one contestant that I wish would come back just for another shot, it would be Rick Robertson. I felt so bad for him after that one letter solved back in November of 2010. I felt so bad for him. I wished he could come back. And I remember 2 other gentlemen got their butts handed to them that week. And it's kind of a shame too, because it was the same week that the Wii version was released, But, yeah, if Rick and those 2 other gentlemen were to come back in a redemption show, I would be more than happy to. And all of them were able to win something. I feel a lot better for them.
Yeah.
But I felt so bad for Rick that I don't even want to watch that clip. Because I felt so bad for him. And this was also going on where things were not going well for me. So all this was just a double whammy. But boy, if they could invite Rick back on for a second chance, I'd be so happy. And then I remember just a few months later, on Price is Right, that one guy, he got only that one chip on Plinko, and it landed in the 0 slot. The good news was he made it to the showcase. The bad news was his opponent won both showcases on him. And, the story could have very easily ended right there for him. Fortunately, I saw him on a redemption show, and he got another shot at Plinko, and it's like he didn't land the chip in the center slot, but at least he won some money. And I felt a lot better. It's like he won something.
Yes.
And that's the best, and that's the least I can ask for. And if they can do the same thing with Rick, I will be very happy for him. And I'll tell you something. If Rick goes for another shot and he ends up being the first male millionaire, I mean, let's just put it this way. Caitlin Burke will have her story. Rick will have his. They'll be back on even ground, and that's what I want. That would be really, really nice.
Do you think they should keep the $1 million wedge rule as it is, or should they replace it with the $100,000? Because that's how I feel like, they should make it easier for people to win $1 million. Instead of waiting 10 years for it.
I think it would be okay as it is, at least for now. But if there's one thing that I wish, there's one thing that I wish they could do on the celebrity version, especially considering I know none of the $1 million wedges have the bankrupts on the sides, on the regular version. But it's prime time. They're giving away even more money, and and I think and they're playing for charity, which would be really nice. One thing that I wish they could do, because in the celebrity version, they have 4 envelopes containing $100,000. What I would like to do is take away the $1,000 face value, but have contestants obtain multiple $1 million wedges. I mean, think about it. There are 4 $1 million wedges on the wheel. There are 4 $100,000 envelopes on the bonus wheel. It would make perfect sense. So take away the $1,000 face value, but allow celebrity contestants to have more than $1 million wedge, up to 4. So if they have 2 $1 million wedges, replace 200K envelopes with the million. Likewise for 3 and 4. That's what I would do. Definitely improve your odds of winning the million. And hopefully, if they do that, hopefully they'll figure out a way to employ the same thing on the civilian version. That would be something.
What classic wedge would like to see back that was retired?
Oh, I would have more than just one. The jackpot would be one of them for sure. It didn't have, like I said, I wish the Express placed the mystery and not the jackpot. I think the reason why they replaced the jackpot is because the jackpot was much older. That's my guess. And they said there was no reason for them to retire that. I mean, they can have the jackpot in round 1, the mystery round in round 2, and the express round in round 3. If there's one thing that I wish they got rid of besides mystery round, it's that prize puzzle, because it's making, but if they're going to keep the prize puzzle, make the prize a little bit more cheap. Don't let this be a runaway. If anything, make the prize wedge be valued at like twice as much. So, but besides the jackpot, bring back the surprise. Now, I understand why the surprise was retired, because it was just a headache for producers, because there was no guarantee these sponsors would be featured. If But what I would do with the surprise is I bring it back. I actually made a different design for the prize wedge, and let me see if I can bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up. And so yeah.
While you're looking that up, I want to ask: have you tried to apply to be a contestant of Wheel of Fortune?
I've tried. June of 2016, I went to auditions, and I went with an online friend, and neither of us were chosen, but he would actually be a contestant on the show the following year, and he would be a Secret Santa. He went to the bonus round. He won a car, but it was still nice seeing him, and I saw. So yeah, I met him, and I saw another online friend for the first time. That was the best part. I tried again February. Yeah, and I tried again February of last year. And again, I wasn't chosen, but I got to meet Maggie Sajak.
Oh, Maggie.
Yeah, I got to meet Maggie. That awesome. was here. Let me show you.
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Awesome. How did you meet her?
She just so happened to be there. She was, right after I did the contestant interview, she just so happened to be right there. And
cool.
Yeah, so here we go. This is what the jackpot wedge could look like.
Okay.
Instead of having a $500 face value, it would have a $1,000 face value. And then here's the surprise. Here we go.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep. And instead of having like a non-monetary prize, it could do a whole bunch of things. Like if you win it, you bring it to the bonus round with you, there could be an extra $100,000 envelope. Yeah. Or it could add $2,000 instead of $1,000 to the speed up value. Just a whole bunch of things. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, the possibilities can be endless. It could be just a regular cash bonus as well. It could be something as simple as that, or it can really change the game up. But the other thing I was really, really excited about, and because shortly after I got into Wheel of Fortune, I'm looking at all the wheel layouts, and I noticed something that not everyone my age, I was like 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, where's 650? Where's 850? Where's 950? Where are those values? Those values can very easily fit.
Yeah.
So when I saw, but eventually I learned in the early 2000s, I was on this one guy's Wheel of Fortune site, and he had a whole bunch of illustrations, and I have all of them actually.
Wow.
So I learned that 650 and 850 were used back in the 70s. Now, I don't know about 950. I know about the hour-long version. I know about a special layout. If there was one layout that I would guess 950 would have been on, it would be that layout. But I haven't seen the layout yet. I certainly am hoping to see it. We know these episodes exist. I saw them in audio form. We can definitely, and I know the video itself exists. Maybe we can see that sometime. I also heard that 550 was a value before it became a regular value, before it replaced 650 in 1979.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I said, but when I saw that 650 was coming back in 2012, I couldn't have been more excited. I was, and here's how I found out about this. And I brought this up to, and I was the guy who brought this up to the Buy Vowel boards, because I saw the wheel layout was a bit different. I had to stretch the photo because it was done at an angle. Instead of being like this, it was kind of like this. So I had to stretch it a little bit. And I saw the purple $600 wedge that had been valued as such since 1999. And I'm looking at the middle digit. I'm like, wait a minute. Even with the quality, that doesn't look like a zero. I'm like, this could be 650. This could be coming back for the first time in 33 years. So I brought this up, and a lot of people were very hopeful. Some were skeptical, but then another photo comes up. And with that, there was no doubt, and I could not contain my excitement. Not just because this was a value I didn't get to grow up with when I was younger, and this was something I'd been waiting for longer than I'd been alive. But with 650 coming back, I said, this could mean something for other values. Now, I grew up with 750, as that was retired in 96. I grew up with 1500. It's like, maybe those values will be brought back. This could mean something for 750. This could be something for 850. This could be something for 950. Heck, this could be something for 1250 when Bob Goen was host. And sure enough, 950 is a value on the celebrity version that could still be a value on the civilian version. And then months later, 850 returned. And I wasn't as excited about it as I was about 650 returning, because like I said, I mean, if anything, it proved that I was right, that more values could come back. But what I was really excited for season 39 was the changing keys theme returning, and with the good value. And I will tell you something, the 92 to 94 version is still my favorite iteration of the changing keys theme. It's a shame that it's the shortest lived. But the 94 theme, if you ask me in retrospect, that was the iteration that killed the changing keys theme, you know.
Okay.
And so, and of course, in 2001, it was replaced with Happy Wheels, and it was okay, you know. It still had the changing keys intro, followed by the record scratch, and I think that kind of symbolized with it, you know, out with the old and with the new. But now the 2017 theme, I know a lot of longtime wheel fans did not like that. I didn't like the main theme, but there were two bits and pieces of the music package that I really liked, especially the first. They're both used when the bonus round is won. And the first one, like right after the bonus puzzle is solved, the music playing, I said, "Hey guys, play the 1992 theme before you play that." And I dare you to tell me that they do not go well together. They go well beautifully. So maybe after the interview, listen to the 92 main theme and listen to the music bed for the 2017 music package for when the bonus round puzzle is solved. They go beautifully, if you ask me. You know. But when I saw that, you know, when I read the news that Changing Keys was returning for 2021, I still held my breath, because I'm just hoping they don't use that melody that they used from 94 to 2001. And when I saw that they were using the same, pretty much the same thing as the 1983 to 1989 theme, the same, not just the same melody, but the same tempo, I was very happy. And I told one of my friends, I said, you know, the 92 to 94 theme is still my favorite, but I'm just happy the old melody's back. Now, I remember some people were not as supportive of the Changing Keys theme returning. They said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Bring the old one back. I'm never watching this show again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it." Well, guess what, guys? There's something broke about it. It's not the iconic theme.
This is a
but the
bunch
thing is, I mean, despite the show being on for so long, some people have not been watching it as long as we have been, you know.
There's a bunch of people that just want these to go their own way, but it doesn't work.
And you're gonna have some people. I've seen quite a bit of people, both on YouTube videos and in real life. There's no pleasing some of these people, you know. It's that simple. And unfortunately, we just can't work. You know, the best thing we can do is not even worry about them. You know.
I agree.
It's their loss.
And, 100%. And I want to ask you this final question here. What other game shows do you like to watch?
Oh, a whole bunch of them. My big three growing up were Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Price is Right. Eventually, I remember watching some episodes of Supermarket Sweep with David Ruprecht. I thought that was a lot of fun. And then 2001, they showed an episode on this one network, which is no longer in business. It was called PAX, P-A-X. And I was watching that. And I remember, and then fall of 2000, my family got Dish Network, and we got Game Show Network. And I remember when Game Show Network was good. Now you know, it's like Buzzer is like the Game Show Network to go to now, because they have a whole bunch of stuff. But I remember I was like a whole bunch of game shows like Family Feud, Match Game, Hot Potato, among others. But I was
I can imagine you would like to be a contestant on all of those three game shows that you mentioned.
Oh, well, definitely Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I do have that thing for trivia. Now, the thing about Jeopardy is that not only hard. You know, it's very hard. And not only that, they expect a response, boom, that quickly. You know, so, I mean, it takes a while for me to, I just said, if I can get a couple on Jeopardy, hey, I'll be fine with that,
Yeah.
But, and then I just think at Price is Right. I would say this number, and it's like, how can it be that number? That would be my last guess. Come on.
Yeah.
But I remember late summer, I think it was late August of 2001. I saw this one promo for this one game show, and its similarity to Wheel of Fortune was not lost on me. And that show was big bucks, no whammies, press your luck. Yes. So,
yeah.
I mean, and eventually,
have you recorded like any game show, like like?
Yes, I now have DVR service. We've had DVR service for a few years now with DirecTV, and I'm just able to DVR all the episodes, and
you put them up. You put them like on VHS and DVDs.
Not on VHS as much anymore. I actually got some for my family for Christmas. We could just transfer everything. We have a little device that we could just transfer to this device, and we could just put them as MP4 files. It comes with a memory stick and everything, and we just put it on the,
sure.
So, but we do have DVR service, and I able to say I'll record all episodes. So, I've been introduced to a lot of shows. I mean, it's just like, let's see what this show is all about. Let's see what that show is all about.
It's just crazy, everything about Wheel of Fortune.
I know a lot. I know quite a bit.
A dictionary.
And I've told people. I've told people at my workplace. I've told customers. I said, "Yeah, you're going to Los Angeles? I want to go there because I want to be a Wheel of Fortune contestant." I told them, if you want to know anything about Wheel of Fortune, I'm the guy to talk. If you're on the southwest side of Chicago and you want to know anything about Wheel of Fortune, I'm the guy to talk to. I'm kind of like the Southwest Chicago branch of the Wheel of Fortune fan community. So,
definitely.
Yeah. In fact, let me show you a little something for Christmas, the Infinity Game Board. Because I heard about One Up being bought out, and I was just like, I better get the Wheel of Fortune game for this before something happens. And I really just got it. So what I'm going to do with that is, like I said, for my birthday, I'm probably going to do a nice little review for it. I'm going to leave out me solving the puzzles because I don't want any spoilers.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but I just wanted to get, like, they had a knockoff theme. So I just said, let's get that. If anyone can, just so when it no longer becomes available, at least I'll have the theme, and if I'm able to show it off to everyone, I'll do that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can they find you on social media?
You can check me out at Germanname1990. I'm at YouTube. I'm at Instagram. I'm at DeviantArt. And that's where all my Wheel of Fortune illustrations are, at DeviantArt. If I have something very special, I will definitely show it off at YouTube and at Instagram. But any artworks are going to be at DeviantArt. But I got one more thing I would like to show you. Let me just give me a couple minutes. I also have the takeaway edition of the British game. Also the Italian game. I have an unlicensed Italian Wheel of Fortune game. It's in my closet, but I can't get to it right now. But there is something else. But I'll do a video of that once I get the chance.
Okay.
One more thing I think you would like to see. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune Live Play.
Awesome.
I've had this now for just over 6 years. Waited over 15 years to get my hands on this thing. So I just wanted to show it for you guys.
That is very awesome. Very old school.
Yes. But that game I just showed you, I remember waiting 15 years for that. I remember wanting that thing back in 2004. And I mean, the fact that I eventually learned that it was not only canceled, but this was just that for me to not get that game back in Christmas of 2004. That was a double whammy. It was the worst Christmas I ever had, because not just because I didn't get this, but because 6 months earlier, my maternal grandmother passed away, and I was very, very, very close to her. So she left a, very noticeable void. You know, but 15 years, but then a couple years later, I saw it on eBay, and I told my family about it. I wish I did more. I wish I at least tried to bid on it, do something. But at least I knew some units existed out there, and it wouldn't. Eventually, I got a job. I got a credit card, so I started opening up some of my own accounts. And ever since I opened up my own eBay account, previously I was using my family's account. But now that I had my own stuff and everything, I was searching every single day, once or twice a day for this thing. And it went on for years without success. But finally, some of my family was vacationing down in Nashville. And they just wanted me to take the days off because I don't drive. I get very stressed out behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah.
And just told me to, take some days off. That way you won't have to worry about getting home alone at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to save my days as much as possible, but I'm very glad I did it because I got this on what was supposed to be a work day for me. It was just 2 days after Christmas of 2019. I had just woken up from a little cat nap, and it was 5:30 in the evening. And I just said, "Oh, let's search eBay for this thing." And all of a sudden, there it was. It was $30. That's how much it was supposed to be when it came out.
Yeah.
And unlike the first time, I did not give it a second thought. No second thought, no hesitation, no nothing. I bought that thing, and I'm just like, I'm home. I'm hoping no one beat me to this thing by a millisecond. And they said, "Thank you. Your order was placed." I'm like, did that just happen, or am I dreaming again? So I eventually told everyone, a lot of people that buy Evolve boards know about how much I wanted this thing. And when I finally told them, I remember using these exact words. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I missed out on it once 13 years ago. I made sure to never miss out on it again." And half of my friends were like, "You got it? Oh my goodness. No, wow. Congratulations, Bill. I'm glad you finally got it." Other half was like, "Dude, no way." This one guy was like, "You better show us pictures and videos." I said, "No problem with that. My intention, my plan exactly." And I remember it took me a few months, but I remember making some videos of it. And I was very happy. I mean, David, I wouldn't have minded seeing pictures or videos of this thing in action, but I'm the one making these pictures and videos. I'm like, that's a heck of an honor. So, I mean, I didn't just get it for myself. I got it for pretty much everyone in the Wheel of Fortune fan community. I got it for myself. I got it for you. I got it for everyone. So, like I said, my live play videos are at YouTube, and that's where you can see them. So if you really want to see this game in action, that's where you go to. Check me out. I have some videos of this thing in action. I also, my latest video there, I know it was like a year ago, but I have my own fan-made pricing game called Radical Rainbow. It's like, it doesn't just have, the big wheel doesn't have to be the only pricing game. Not that it is a pricing game, but a pricing game itself with a wheel. And I remember coming up with that back in 2010. But then I revived it a couple of years ago because that lady who, she makes the 3D printed spinners and Price is Right and Wheel of Fortune stuff. And I commissioned her to make it for me. She had a lot of doubts, but she pulled it off. And I'm very grateful for her doing that because I know it's on an unlicensed version of The Price is Right. My game is featured, but since Flash is no longer usable, it's become a real pain. So I just said, what better way to do it than just play it physically in the comfort of your own home? So so that was my video. I mean, if anything, it's kind of like a pitch video for The Price is Right. It's like if they have a make a contest with make your own pricing game, there's my video right there.
Very cool. But with that being said, thank you very much for talking games to us, with us here today. And I hope we can do something like this again soon in the near future.
All right. Well, it's definitely good to meet one-on-one in person with you. Yeah.
We'll be right back after these words. Do not go.
Are you looking for the most fun entertainment on YouTube? Then welcome to the Network 3000. We have game shows, logs, live streams, podcasts, live shows, sport videos, gaming videos, plus more. subscribe today. We hope you enjoy the Network 3000 on YouTube.
All right. Thank you very much to Bill for doing that interview here on this program. And tonight we have a contestant playing the Arnoldo Jackpot on this episode. Please welcome Harvey. How's it going? How are you doing, Harvey?
I'm doing good, David.
How's the weather over there in the UK?
It's been pretty bad. It's been raining all day. Well, not all day, but all night.
Yeah, crazy snow weather over here in Massachusetts, and I hope it ends because I don't like the snow this time of year. But glad to have you on here on this episode. Are you ready to begin some Deal or No Deal?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started right now, and let's play. Welcome, Harvey, to Deal or No. To win big at this game, Harvey, it's going to take a lot of guts, a lot of luck, and a great sense of timing. So, without further ado, let's bring out the cases and let's do that right now. Game, please. All right. So there are 26 cases. Only 2 amounts of money aside. We don't know as to what case, but we do know that the jackpot for this game is going to be a big one because Harvey, the jackpot is going to be $40 million in cash.
40 million? I could go on holiday every month.
Yeah, $40 million all the way down to a single penny. So, pick a case out of 26, and that case will be yours.
I'll go for 13.
13, okay. And I guess not, okay. In order to determine what is in your case, we'll open the other 25 cases. Remember those, it's not yours, but Harvey, give me 6 cases out all at once with those 6 numbers.
4.
What was your first number?
4.
Okay.
9. 12. 16. 21. 25.
Alright, thank you very much. Number 4, open the case. Ooh, 29.
Oh, no.
Yes. Number 9, $30,000. And number 12, $400.
Nice.
Number 16, $8 million. Number 21, $1,000. And number 25, $3 million. Okay. There goes all of those money amounts right there. And now, Harvey, it's now time to make a decision. For your first offer, you have 15 seconds. It's way too early in the game, so I'm going to suggest taking this offer. But it's over $1 million, $1,088,000. Don't forget, there's still that jackpot of $40 million. It's what you want to win tonight. So the question is, deal or no deal?
No deal.
No deal. Let's run out of the ball. Thank you very much. tutor in the game to take a deal over $1 million. Now open 5 cases.
1,
Number 1,
8,
okay,
17, 19, 23.
alright. Let's start with number... Oh, there you go, a penny! In case number 1. Number 8,
Good.
$40,000. Number 17, $12,000. Number 19, oh,
Oh, no. Oh, God's sake.
Number 23, $4,000. Can you see the board there, Harvey?
Yeah, I can see it.
You see $4 million is still in play, so you have a 27% chance of winning at least $4 million or more, so there's plenty of game left. And the offer is, oh crap, I forgot my glasses, $958,000. The question is, Harvey, is deal or no deal?
No deal.
No deal. Alright. Now, Harvey, please pick 4 cases.
5, 10, 18, 24.
Let's start with number 5, $20,000. And number 10, $1 million. Number 18, $200,000. And number 24, not the greatest, $16 million. Man, keep hitting the big ones every round. At least the $40 million is still in play, so you have nothing to worry about as of right now. And you still have the 2, the 4, and the $12 million. Big offer, please. $1,936,000. You have 50 seconds to make a decision. Deal or no deal?
No deal.
No deal. Alright. Now, it's down to 3 cases.
3.
What are they, Harvey? Okay.
14. 26.
Let's start with number 3. Oh!
No! Oh, you bastard. Ugh. Why?
Oh, man.
No.
Alright. Nice one. Turn it off.
Alright.
At least you have a 13% chance of winning $12 million, but... Man. That was a very difficult round. I can see the offer going down this time. A whole lot. Down to $1,137,000. What do you want to do? Deal or no deal?
No deal.
Alright, no deal.
Give me that 12 million.
Alright, let's see. If we can make that happen, let's chase this game around. 2 cases. Let's turn this game around.
6, 20.
Okay. Number 6. Okay. This is the biggest case of the game right here. There you go.
Oh.
2,000. Now, thankfully, Harvey, you only have to pick one case at a time for the rest of the game.
Alright.
And this offer is $1,591,000. Deal or no deal?
Should I risk for the 12 million? Yes, no deal.
Okay, no deal. No deal to this, and now it's down to one case at a time. Take that case now.
$11.
Number 11. Let's see what's behind. Number 11. Open the case, please. $16,000. All right.
Alright.
Next big offer, please. You got 50 seconds to make your decision before timer is out, and we'll have to move on. But let's see what it is. $1,866,000. Not quite to the highest offer of the day yet, but this timer starts now. Deal or no deal?
Oh. No deal.
I don't blame you. No deal. Pick another case.
7.
Number 7. Number 7. Yeah. Open the case, please. Oh boy, $400,000. Now, Harvey, listen to me real quick. If you open the $12 million, that's basically a bankrupt situation. So please be careful of your next choice. The highest offer of the day, $2,354,000. You want to keep it to play it safe? Yeah, no deal.
No deal.
Are you sure? Are you positive?
Yeah, I want 12 million.
Alright. Who knows? It could go either way. $12 million or nothing less than $8,000. This case can break you or continue to make you. Take that case now.
2.
Number 2. Open the case, please. I knew it.
No. Oh, fucking hell. Should have just stick with the 2 million.
Heartbreaker there. But that's what happens in this game. Let's see what this next big offer is. 3,500. You want to take it? Deal, no deal.
Yeah, deal.
Alright, you're gonna take the deal for a $3,500 payday. Now, it's gonna go coming all down to this. Let's see if you made a good deal or not. If you said no deal to 3,500, your next choice would have been what? 15 or 22?
15.
Number 15. What money amount does it have? Oh. You made a good deal today.
I mean,
The final offer would have been 1,500, and your case number 13 does it have the 3,000 or the $40? Let's see what it has. $3,000, and no matter what, you made a good deal, even though it was a heartbreaking game. You still came out here on top by being the banker and having a good deal by selling your case. Thank you very much for playing, Harvey, and we'll see you on the game hopefully again soon.
You're welcome, David. I had a lot of fun, despite the disappointment of losing like millions, but I still had a great time nonetheless.
Yeah, and you came up on top by being the banker with this, about $500, and I mean more than you know what I'm trying to say. And we'll be right back after this for our final interview of this episode. So let's go to that interview right now. Alright, everyone. After that game of Dear No Dear, it's now time for our final interview of the night. Please welcome a good friend of mine for our YouTube community for quite a few years now. Please welcome IheartGames. How are you doing, iHeart?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am doing good. So,
That's good.
my first question I'll say to you, actually, before I do that, let me give everybody some info on who you are. You are an animator, an editor, a Fury / gamer, and
Yes.
voice actor. So, tell everybody all about that, and also how you got into the YouTube game show community as well.
Well, when it comes to stuff like animating and video editing, I've been video editing for about a very long time. I think the first program I actually used to edit my videos was Windows Movie Maker, but it wasn't like anything like big and advanced like Vegas Pro or Premiere Pro like nowadays.
Yeah, I still use that video editor on Windows Movie Maker.
But yeah, ever since then I started using Vegas Pro, and now I grew up to Premiere Pro. And for animating, I use a program called Source Filmmaker, because if you see my profile picture, I make a assortment of Five Nights at Freddy's animations, because I'm a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I first joined YouTube, I think it was sometime in 2010. That was like way long. I had a different username besides the one you know now, IheartGames.
Yeah.
I used to go by TPIR Fan 17, which, if you don't know, TPIR is The Price is Right. And I've been wanting to make gaming content, especially game shows, like, playing Big John's game shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I had to make a separate channel for the game show content, which is the King of Game Shows.
Yeah.
And
understood.
Yeah. And basically everyone just like, they really loved watching those videos. And I haven't been uploading on the King of Game Shows channel lately, because I've been focusing on my main channel, and I actually also edit for other friends as well, which is amazing. So, yeah.
How did you get into that by editing for other people as well?
Well, basically, I basically offered to edit for them, and they were just like, okay. And so, for one friend, I edit shorts for them, like YouTube shorts for them, and TikToks. And for another friend, I edit a full-length series on his channel, which is basically like we're doing right now, an interview show. I edit an interview show for another friend of mine.
Awesome. And like, do you get paid for any of that or no?
No, but I do plan on opening commissions for editing sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like video editing nowadays, because to me, it's just a waste of time. I've been working for other people to edit my videos with. I found a couple, but it's just I need going through personal things, but I always wondered like how does video editors like us, get a part-time job for that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So and you told me last night you were rendering a video. I think I know a certain app for that, but I forgot what app to use for that.
I use Premiere Pro to edit and render my videos.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was thinking about some other app that people use for like animations or whatever. I can't remember, but yeah, it's what is the pros and cons when it comes to video editing for you?
For me, personally, the pros are that there are for Premiere Pro. There's things called presets where it makes editing a whole lot more easier. The cons for me, basically, I edit on a laptop, and every now and then, my laptop would just be like very slow, and the program would just be like not responding. It would just freeze and crash and whatnot, and it would just make editing a whole lot harder.
You have to save a bunch of times.
Oh, I do. Trust me. Every time I do like 5 or 6 things, I always press Control and S every single time.
Yeah. How did you learn to edit in Adobe Premiere Pro? Because I never. I mean, of course, you have to pay money for that, but that's why I never used it. But I've heard it's very difficult to edit in.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really interested in Premiere Pro until I saw a YouTuber by the name of Finzar who did a tutorials on how to edit in Premiere Pro, and he just makes them seem a bit more like interesting. This was back when I was still using Vegas Pro, so I was like, oh wow, I could do so much with Premiere Pro, and so I decided to try out Premiere Pro. I'm just like, that was very interesting.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I got the hell of it. But my next question to you is, what were your favorite? What were your favorite TV shows growing up, and did you have any favorite voice actors?
Ooh, favorite TV show growing up. This was definitely
not just voice actors, but like actors in general. I meant to say.
Right. Growing up, I never really watched that much TV shows, aside from like watching like SpongeBob and Blue's Clues and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, I would just be on a computer and I would just hear my parents. They would be watching shows like Deal or No Deal or Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? That would be playing in the background.
Yeah. So it was mostly game shows for you.
Yeah, mostly game shows.
Yeah. Have you ever watched movies? That's why I put the favorite actors thing in there as well, because like as for movies, like did you ever?
I was such a huge fan of the Ghostbusters movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. They're such amazing actors.
That's cool. Have you met any actors in the past?
I have not, unfortunately. I never really go out much, nor like. I've never met any celebrities.
Yeah. So with you being a voice actor, like what have you acted in the past?
I voice act an animatronic in a friend's animated series.
Okay.
And I also voice acted in a video game as well.
Oh, what video game?
It's a FNAF fan game called Five Nights at Freddy's at the Beginning. It's made by a YouTuber, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where can people get that game?
It is on Game Jolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never heard of that. Is that like a Steam type of thing?
It's kind of like Steam, but you could find a lot of different types of games on there. You can find like horror games, adventure games, and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. Any games on there as well, or no?
I think a friend of mine actually used to had a pressure luck game, but I think it got removed or something.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, uh, there used to be, a pressure luck game made back in 2020 by Packard Games, but I discovered that it's still around somewhere. Um, you know, not I can't remember if it's on the same website, but I was taught about that, and you know, it's just I hate when it gets taken down because it's like they're not doing it, as for like trying to copy off of TV networks, like they're doing it for the games of fans out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like with Big Sean, for example, like with his games, but for some reason, like the internet doesn't like that to be allowed, for people to download. I mean, I don't know if that I can't remember if that was true or not, back in the day, but it's just I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Mm.
But what were the best movies, like your favorite movies that you watched before,
Uh,
other than Ghostbusters? Like I'm talking like from a classic movie or a modern movie type of deal.
yeah, a classic movie. I guess I would say Forrest Gump is like a really good movie. I really like that movie. I also do love Disney Pixar movies.
Oh, okay. Like a
Like
Toy Story, that.
yeah, like Toy Story, Ratatouille, Cars. Those are some
Yeah,
really great movies.
Cars. Yeah. If you had to pick a role for any movie, like what would be your character for you to act in?
It would be interesting to voice Remy in Ratatouille.
Any reason why?
It basically it would just be so it would just be interesting to voice an animal in the movie. It'd just be like
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Um, uh, do you have any advice for those who want to get into acting like yourself?
If you want to get into acting, don't just watch movies. Maybe in your like in like a in your own time in like a private like a private room. Try to
Yeah,
reenact some scenes from your favorite movie, and then you will go up from there. If you ever want to get into acting, or if you want to get into voice acting, start doing impressions as well. Because I could do
yeah.
impressions as well.
So some examples.
I could do Mickey Mouse, like oh boy.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I'll- Um, but like, have you learned like any tricks when it comes to like remembering your lines? Because I thought about one time like wanting to be an actor, and I still do whenever I find a career. But I just don't know how people remember their lines like that. Very well.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any tricks regarding that?
Uh, I think my personal trick would just be like, just to practice every time because they say practice makes perfect,
Uh,
but just like and just
Can you
like
say, can you say that? Can you say that again, please? I lost track what you said.
okay. So basically, they always say practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you if when it comes to remembering lines,
Hmm.
just try to say the line like maybe once every so often a day.
Okay.
Like so,
Yeah.
like there would be one line you just like be in front of a mirror and just say it
Yeah.
every so often.
That's a good. That's some good advice right there.
Yeah.
Um, do you prefer watching the movies at theater or in person? Because to me, I rather do it at home because I mean, yes, it's cool being in a movie theater, but like you know, like for me, like I just think like being there with a bunch of strangers, and also like at any moment somebody can cry in the movie, in the theater, and it will not be that enjoyable. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear your thoughts, like what you got.
Well, for me, the last movie I did see, it was in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Basically, I would go to the theaters with my parents, but for me personally, I would much rather like buy the DVD of it and I would just watch it
yeah.
at home on my laptop.
What year you were born, by the way, if I can ask that?
1999. I was born April 5th,
Okay.
1999.
Okay. So you were still able to experience like the non-social media life, if
Yeah.
um, not like you were able to experience the pre-streaming era like we're in right now, where everything is on stream, and
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of movie theaters are closing down. I mean, my movie theater was closed because of COVID for a few years, but now, like in the past year and a half or so, it got reopened, which I was surprised because a lot of movie theaters are closed because of the fact everything is on stream, especially after the fact that movie has been on has been played
Yeah.
during the theater. Um, so it's just like, I mean, I mean, do you think they should, no matter what, keep the movie theaters open? Because to me, I really think they should, because that helps a lot of dates with couples and all that. From my point of view. You know,
There probably might be a time where where movie theaters would start crashing down ever since streaming
yeah,
services have been taking over. I don't think now is the time, but I do think sometime in the near
yeah,
future there will be a
yeah,
movie theater crash out.
yeah. Like, look what happened to that type of malls. Like with malls, all of them are closed now because everybody wants to shop online. Which I feel like is, which to me is sad, because you don't have to pay for any um shipping. You don't have to pay
Hmm.
any of the extra stuff when you're buying anything online. So why not just go there in person and get it right away, and you don't have to wait for it to be delivered to your house. You
Right.
know, um, yes. Do I prefer shopping online? Yeah, of course. But if it's something I really need, if there's something I really need for um like sometime by the end of the week, or whenever, I'll just go there in person and get it myself. Because I know I already have enough money for it, and I could get there in person and actually buy it, physically. So that way, and that's why also I'm gonna give your thoughts on this as well. As well.
Yeah.
GameStop. All of the GameStops are basically closing, and that's sad.
Yeah. That's actually crazy you said that because I had a GameStop in my mall and that closed down, but I still have a GameStop store itself. And it's like near my local Walmart.
Like in the Walmart, you mean?
No, it's next to the
Next to it.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Speaking of Walmart, for some reason my Walmart has a Subway in the Walmart, but you know,
Mine does too.
yeah, I think there's a partnership going on with the Walmart and Subway, but yeah,
Maybe.
it's just like, I just don't get it. All these stores are closing. I mean, like, people on a Friday night go shopping for a reason, because they want to get new things, which I think is a bad idea, because that's a lot of money being wasted. But they do that as a social thing. And back in the
Mm.
80s and 90s, you may have experienced this yourself in the early 2000s. People used to meet up at malls or stores, whatever, as part of their social life.
Yeah.
Um, so you know, I mean, what's your thoughts about all this? These stores closing down, malls, theaters, like all of this is closing because everybody wants to do it remotely, and I just think it's terrible for our country, really.
Yeah, I think it's terrible as well because not real like what with all these like companies that are just they're just like all open for you, and then people are just like, oh, I'll just go to Amazon and just get it there. Just like, no, you got to go out.
Yeah,
Like we've already experienced so much trauma from 2020. We need to do
yeah,
something more productive.
yeah. 100%. And that's I'm glad you brought that up because what happened to everybody? They all got depressed during that time. At least, I mean, not me, but like, I mean, I don't remember myself honestly, but a lot of people did during that time because they just wanted to go out, and now everybody is just like, I mean, then what was I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just hope one day that they'll reopen the mall. Like, if I was the governor of my state, I would have, opened those malls again. I mean, I can only imagine, like, if they did that to New York City, whatever down, that's going to be a huge, you know, downgrade for New York City because that's all people do there.
Right.
Where are you from, by the way? Like, what town or city?
I'm from Indiana.
Indiana. Okay. Um. Oh, did you saw that college football championship game?
No, I'm not really huge into sports.
Uh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because with you be from Indiana, the Indiana Hoosters won the college football championship. So
Uh,
um yeah. Um but let's go to some more games and stuff here. Um so like what was the game show YouTubers you watched growing up, and be like, hey, I want to be part of this community.
uh, growing up, I watched basically a majority of Smash Whammy's content.
Anybody else that I may know?
Uh, Probably not that much. Probably growing up, I just been watching just Smash Whammy's content. Then probably sometime afterwards, I watch my friend Dylan Jones videos, Elijah Willis's videos. I'm
Okay.
like, okay, yeah, I want to do something like that. Just play Big John's games on YouTube, and that's where the King of Game Shows comes into play.
Yep. And speaking of, you can still play big chunk PC games on your computer, but you're just gonna have to learn how to use Flash. I mean Flash post 2020. Um,
Well,
so
yeah, but actually, the Big John's games on my laptop still run pretty well, actually.
yeah, and my guys for me, same thing, but it's just um, unfortunately, um, for some reason on my not as of late, which is good, but for some reason uh, the text for the game, I mean for the I'm alphabet doesn't show up for some reason. I don't know if that's happened to you before. Um,
I don't think so. No.
yeah, but I'll look into that more. But there's so many versions of the game. Like people change the backgrounds, the text fonts is pretty crazy. But uh, what were your favorite game shows going up?
Uh, oh boy, there were a lot. For me, I know the first game show I saw. I was at my grandma's house when I was like, I think I was like around 7-ish.
Yeah.
The first game show I watched was The Price is Right, back when Bob Barker was the host.
Yes, the price is right. Um, and what do you think? Like, who do you prefer, Bob Barker or Drew Carey, or both?
I do like both, but I think
Yeah.
I prefer Bob Barker more, considering the fact Drew Carey's not that energetic like when Bob used to be back then.
Oh, well, I think it's the other way around because people used to say, "Oh, Bob Barker looks angry on there or whatever," but I'm just like, that's he was a legit game show host. I mean, before Drew Carey became, yes, he is a game show host now, but before Drew Carey became the host of The Price is Right, he wasn't considered a game show host because he was a comedian.
Yeah.
Um, and when you think about it, if Howie Mandel didn't get the job for Deal or No Deal, Drew Carey may not have been the host of The Price is Right because Howie Mandel was, the transition in regards to comedians being game show hosts.
Right.
So, um, if that never happened, I don't know if Drew Carey would have been the host because, um, it's Bob Barker was a legit original game show host from the beginning, which were the consequences,
Mhm.
back in the 50s. But I mean, I think Drew Carey is doing much better, much better, um, like for like over 10 years now, and he really cares about the contestants. So that's a great thing. Well, speaking of which, we were talking, I was talking about this earlier in this episode with another friend of mine, that I interviewed, Bill. Me and him both agreed that Ryan Seacrest, is doing a much better job at Wheel of Fortune because of the fact that he really wants the contestants to win. He really wants them to win. What do you think of Ryan Seacrest? Since he took over Wheel of
I think he's doing a pretty good job at it, honestly.
Do
Like,
you think he was the right fit for Wheel of Fortune? All along.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying this earlier in this episode as well because I'm doing two interviews here on this
Right.
episode, but I just don't like the fact that people are hating Ryan Seacrest for things that, like, he never caused any controversy. He never said any political things as far as I know. Like all they're hating Ryan Seacrest for is the fact that he's on everywhere, from Rockin' New Year's Eve to his radio show. Is there anything else I'm missing that he's on,
Mhm.
or am I because you know like Ryan Seacrest with the Wheel of Fortune, like I think that show was made for him because he grew up watching Wheel of Fortune and he knows the game. He is an experienced game show host, and I just think he's doing a great job at it.
Right.
So but then again, I don't know. I don't get the people's hatred, but that's just me. Um, have you been to any game show tapings in the past?
I have not, though my parents have actually been to a Price is Right live event, actually.
Price is Right Live, yeah. I've been to the Price is Right Live a few times. I wanted to go there last fall. I couldn't, but I would do my best to go to one this
Yeah.
spring. Because I like that. I love the Price is Right Live because it's uh you know something that game show fans can experience locally. And
Yeah.
um do you know what host they saw?
I think it was Todd Newton.
That's what I saw as well. And I saw Jerry Springer before a long time ago, like in my one of my first Price is Right Live shows as well, which was pretty something. Um, he was uh, he was my favorite out of the game show hosts I've seen of the Price is Right Live, Jerry Springer, because he was very funny and God rest his soul. I wish I could have met him, but you
Mm.
one, you know, hopefully one day after I pass, but we'll see. But um, what else? Yeah, but Tanu, great guy. He got to come up on my show, and I think he's doing. He was. Did he know that he was one of the considered replacements for Bob Barker when Barker retired?
Yeah, I heard there were so many other other game show hosts that were considered of replacing Bob for Price is Right.
Yeah,
Like I heard Mark Summers from Double Dare, Nickelodeon's Double Dare was one of them.
yeah,
Tom Bergeron from Hollywood Squares was one of them.
yeah. Also, Shauna Hurley from Family Feud. He
Oh
was
yeah.
considered one of them, but Mike Richards. We all know what happened to him. But yeah, it's a very interesting group of people. But Drew Carey, even though he did not do one of those hosting uh, rehearsals, like the others, uh, he's been the right fit all these years. He's and he's really carried the show. He really saved the show going forward. Without Bob and also George Gregg as well. I Even though Rich Fields was a great announcer for The Price is Right, I truly believe even though Rich and Drew were both from Cleveland, it was that connection to Drew that both of them really liked. But I think George Gregg was the perfect fit because I truly believe once George Gregg became the announcer of The Price is Right, that made Drew Carey's show from there on out because Rich Fields had that Bob Barker favor to it still.
Right.
But once George took over, he's been doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
What do you think about game shows nowadays? Than in the past because um, a lot of certain game shows, had its reboots, like a Deal or No Deal, like a Supermarket Sweep. Um, what do you think of game shows, currently, from the past?
Uh, yeah. Basically, I don't know how these reboots can manage
Yeah.
being as probably as good as they were back then. Because last time I've heard of so basically, are you familiar with this Nickelodeon game show Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yes.
So let me just say, I think when it comes to game show reboots, CW's Legends of the Hidden Temple was the worst game show reboot ever made. That's personally my opinion, because the thing is, when I saw the first episode, I was like, "What is this?" Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's Legends of the Hidden Temple. It's taking place outside. Olmec looks weird compared to how he originally did on Nickelodeon. The temple is like
Yeah.
smaller than it was, and
Yeah.
they were like limited to how many teams they could have instead of just having all like 6 teams.
Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah. But I think the most successful reboot is Pressure Duck.
Yeah, I think the new Pressure Luck is fantastic.
Yeah, they had to bring that back. I really wish with Car Search though they could have made a whole lot better. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it was the way how they did it was decent, but they should have you know made it changed it back to the basics in the next season or whatever. But
Right.
that's just because everybody knows the voice of Car Search from the old days, and that's how it should be. But
Yeah.
either one, the 70s or the 80s version. Do you have a preference, the 70s or the 80s version of Car Search?
I'm gonna go with the 70s card sharks.
Yeah, same. Um, what else do I have for questions for you? Um, oh yeah, what game show that did not last long you think it should be back on TV?
Uh, I don't know if I don't know if that I don't know if it was I don't know if it would go by lasting that not that long, but I would love to see more of the old school Nickelodeon game shows come back. I know
Like
Double
Double
Dare.
Dare.
Yeah, I know Double Dare did had a reboot. I thought that was pretty good. We have yet to had a reboot of Nick Arcade though. I remember Nick Arcade. I would like to see that as a reboot. But it
Yeah,
has to be on Nickelodeon. You can't just give it to
Oh
a
yeah,
different network and just have them
it
just
can't.
call it arcade or anything.
It can't be on GSN. It has to be on
Yeah, it
Nickelodeon.
can't be on CBS. It can't be on
Yeah,
Fox. It can't be on ABC. It has to be Nickelodeon.
yeah, 100%. It should be that way. If they should
And they
bring
have to bring
back
back
games
Phil
shows from
Moore as the host.
Nickelodeon.
And they have to bring back Phil Moore as the host.
Um, but so how did you get started playing game shows on Discord?
Probably since I first joined one of the game show groups and they were doing Discord game shows. I was like, oh, this seems interesting. I would like to be a contestant one day. I finally had that chance, and now sometimes I even host my own game shows, but it's in a different Discord server that no one else is in. It's in another friend of mine's server, and basically I just host the majority of the game show games I have.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite memories playing game shows on Discord?
Probably when I was on. I forgot the name of the group, but it was one time I was a contestant for like Joker's I think it was Joker's Wild, and I just managed to get it right surprisingly. I think my first appearance, I think I won on the Beat the Devil.
Yeah,
that was
okay.
that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think maybe it was your server. It might have been a different server.
Yeah. Now I think about it, I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Have you now I know you haven't been to any game show tapings, but have you met any celebrities in the past or no?
I have not.
Anyone that you would like to meet?
I would love to meet Drew Carey.
Well, I've already done that. I already done that. I already met Drew Carey, but
I know. I saw on Facebook that he were on The Price is Right.
Yeah. Still one of the best days of my life recently. It's just I really hope this will be the. I really wanted to do it last year, but due to personal things I couldn't. But I really hope this year will be the year where I can get back to The Price is Right and just personally say thank you to them, because that would mean that would be a weight off my shoulders for me to do that for me personally. So now looking back at it, like that was a emotional day for me personally. Especially with the crowd changing my name. That really touched me there, and I just sort of think through and George and everybody else, Alexis, Devin, all for that day. But yeah. Is there any game shows out there you would like to see tapings for, like in person one day?
Like if I ever would be on a game show, probably either Press Your Luck or Price is Right.
Okay. Yeah. Those should be fun. What about Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune is definitely up there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, heck no for Jeopardy for me. That is not. I would like to. I would like. As for, I mean, I would like to go to Jeopardy as for a taping. Excuse my mistake on that one. But as for a contestant, no.
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be a contestant on Jeopardy either. I'm not really huge on Jeopardy that much.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see a taping of Jeopardy, though. It'll be fun to go there and see a few tapings here and there. But I wonder if they tape at the same time as Wheel, but I'll have to research. Let me see. So, what has been the most successful videos of your YouTube channel, and that you're most proud of?
Ooh. That's
I forgot how
a.
many. I forgot how many subscribers and all those.
I have over 8,000 subscribers on YouTube right now.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
8,000.
Yeah.
What year did it join YouTube?
My YouTube the current YouTube channel I have right now was made back in 2012, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, 2013, November 7th of 2013.
Oh, man.
But when it comes to a popular video I'm proud of, that's honestly a good one because a majority. Oh, okay. Okay, no way. I got one. Okay. So on my channel, it's still on my channel right now. But on my channel, as we speak, one video that currently has 44,000 views was the theme song to The Price is Right, but it was played with the Minecraft note blocks.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A popular video that I despise the most is actually my most popular video with over 4 million views. And it's a song that I used to listen to when I was a kid. It was called It Burns, Burns, Burns. And it was played on a My Little Pony piano.
Burns. Wait a minute. Burns, Burns, Burns. That one?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's for my what's the name of the video?
It's called It Burns, 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 played on the My Little Pony piano. Over 4 million views that video has.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you made like any YouTube shorts for yourself? Like, what is the most popular short you have?
I did make a bunch of shorts on my channel. My most popular one was that I showed off a video game for the Nintendo Switch, and it has over 27,000 views.
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you think YouTube Shorts should count as like regular YouTube views? Because a friend of mine keeps having a debate about that.
I mean, I would probably think so, because I mean, they are technically videos that you still post on YouTube. It's just that they're just in a short form.
Yeah,
length.
I agree. Yeah, it's just the Burns 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 video you have, is that the Ring of Fire song?
No, it's by someone named Loco Loco.
Oh, I thought it was
and the title of the song is called It Burns Burns Burns.
Oh, okay, so it's not Ring of Fire. Okay.
No.
I thought it was that country song.
No.
But yeah. Do you have a particular favorite theme of music?
Like for game shows?
I mean like regular music in general.
Oh, I wouldn't know if I have like a favorite genre of music. I just basically listen to like whatever it just catches my interest.
Okay. Yeah. As for me, I mean, I do like country, but I don't really know as for like my favorite genre, but it really depends on my, what I feel like, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But before we enter here, where could they find you on social media, and what's coming up on your YouTube channel in 2026?
Well, you could check out. I actually have 3 different YouTube channels. One of them is my main channel, which is just IheartGames. I do gaming and animation content on there. Another one is the game show channel I talked about, literally called the King of Game Shows. You can check out that. And for those that are fans of a show called Blues Clues, me and another friend of mine have a Blues Clues channel called Gold Clueverse. You can check out that. I also have a Twitter, a TikTok, and an Instagram, all in the same name, at IheartGamesYT.
Okay.
And be expected to see more gaming videos and more animations soon on my channel. And hopefully we'll see where we'll go from there.
All right. Well, that'll be it for this episode. Thank you all for watching.